E pā kai konei o punana e whakapiri ana I tēnei ata. Moai mana ki tanga ki runga I tēnei o nā tira, o tira ki tō tātou marama whakanui I nā whānau takatāpui. E inoi atu kia haumaru katoa te marama mō nā whānau takatāpui, mō nā whānau I roto I te Tairāwhiti, o tira ki nā whānau whānui o Aotearoa. Ko koe o rana e manaina I nā taumutina katoa āmene. Kei a koe.
Ngā mihi tātou. I think just checking with Rangai where we're working. Okay. We're live streaming this. It's just a very quick, nau mai haramai ki te Tairāwhiti Pride 2023. This is the third time we've done this, and there'll be speeches following. This is very informal. We're going to have speeches and then we're going to go for kai over at Atapai. But firstly, I'd really like to welcome our mayor. I'll be talking about her later when it gets to be my turn to chat. But kia koe Rehette, nau mai haramai te rangatira. Kia ora rawati mō tō tautoko I tēnei kaupapa. Thank you so much for supporting this kaupapa as you have for the last 3 years. To you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting us. And I want to acknowledge Josh and Ani here as well from our councillors who are here to say we are not only here to support, we are here to cheer you on and to make sure our community is safe and welcoming and great for anyone that chooses to live here. So for us now, it's an annual event. It's lovely to also see last night the Eastern Police. Sam, acknowledgements to you as well, who did the flag in front of the police station. It's a region-wide event where we want to say we're an inclusive community that are proud to be Pride, to be part of our Pride rainbow community. So for us at the Gisborne District Council as well, I do want to acknowledge Penny. Penny is always the one making sure things happen behind the scenes. It's always important to have that worker behind the scene just to make sure everything happens on time. So without further ado, I want everyone to look up and down our beautiful Main Street and see these gorgeous flags that are up for our Pride month. For the whole month. And as you can see, it's sponsored by Census and Stats New Zealand as well as the Gisborne District Council. And that's all of us saying this is a safe space. The CBD is a safe space. Looking at our rainbow crossing, the compliments and the kind comments we get in regards to that. I had planners visiting from Australia last week who wanted to interview me and wanted to give us some advice on what to do with our CBD, because our CBD needs a lot of TLC in the next while. And they were just so impressed that we were progressive and kind and inclusive. And I said to him, well, that's nothing new to us. That's just how we roll here in the Tairāwhiti. But Jill, I also want to acknowledge you and your committee. A lot of things happen in this town because you make it happen. I was in Wellington last night with lots of mayors at the National Council, and there were heaps of mayors that had no idea. Or let me say, I was the only mayor that had an idea that this was happening. So it's also big kudos to you for making our community aware, letting us know when something might have to change, or just asking for some support or advice by doing a lot of mahi yourself. Our rainbow community should be so proud of what happens in our town. And again, just to finish up, us at the Gisborne District Council, and I want to put a challenge out to every business in our community, let's make it a safe space for everyone. Let's make sure everyone feel welcome, everyone feels supported, people feel proud to be who they are. There's so much talent in our community, and it's up to us to make sure we support everyone. So without further ado, let's celebrate. I'm hoping there will be a rainbow very soon, and the sun will come out, and that will be a start of a wonderful month together supporting each other. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Rehette. And just to say that before the elections, the Tairāwhiti Rainbow community put a survey out to all of the candidates who were standing for the elections to say, what's your support for the tautoko and your tautoko for the rainbow community? And we had a resounding, one person wasn't sure, but everyone else of the 40 or so candidates said, yes, we tautoko, we support this. So, Josh, Ani, do either of you want to say anything at this point? Haramai koe, Deputy Mayor. Haramai.
Thank you very much, Doctor. First and foremost, like I've always, in regards to my connection to Pride Month, right? I've always had this positioning actually that as a cis man, heterosexual man, that actually I shouldn't be on the mic. That was the hesitation. But while I do have the mic, you know that this kaupapa has always been important to me personally. Having children who are my own pride children, you know, so that's my connect to that as a father. But I really want to tautoko and endorse everything that the Mayor has said. You know, she's absolutely right in regards to how people should be feeling in our CBD, how people should be feeling in all of our places. People should be feeling safe and a meaningful safety, you know, not a safety that's linked to themselves seeing themselves all up and down the street. Absolutely tautoko the Mayor's words in regards to GDC being a lead organisation and trying to ensure that safety is across all of us and trying to ensure that those kinds of messages and those kinds of kōrero are seen not just on our main street but all throughout our district. So that's me, Doctor. Thank you very much for this time. Kia ora tātou whānau.
We can think about our national heroes, and we think about Campbell Johnston, who yesterday came out as gay in the middle of the All Black environment, which would be potentially a challenging environment within which to come out. So acknowledge him. However, I also want to acknowledge our local, our Tairāwhiti champions, our Tairāwhiti people. And one of those is Marianne, where are you, my dear? Marianne from Census, who worked alongside Tairāwhiti Rainbow Collective, thank you, who are we? Alongside the collective to make this happen. And Stats put money into these banners, as well as the Gisborne District Council. And Marianne, I think you're working alongside Penny, who I'll talk about in a bit later. Working alongside Penny, Marianne, I really, really appreciate the fact that she put your money and your kaha where your support is, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Kia ora, Dr. Jill. I just want to reiterate what Rehette has said. It is a community that we strive to be safe in. And for my role in this area is to make a difference by making us all count by completing the census. We start 7 March, which is just around the corner, and everyone will be getting their forms very soon, and we'll have iwi out in the township, and we'll have team leaders out in the regions reaching out for everybody and everyone. Kia ora.
And I totally support that. One of the issues for us as a rainbow community is that people don't know who we are, how many we are, where we are, what our issues are. And for the first time, Census 2023 is asking questions about sexual identity, sexual orientation. That's been an older one, but that, and as well, which is so important, is around sex characteristics. So those children that are born with ambiguous genitalia, who we don't know whether they're male, female, or diverse, are now going to be counted. And so really take my hat off to New Zealand statistics for doing that. One of our other local heroes, although he's probably a national one as well, is our Tāmwera Apirahama, who's actually walked this walk with us all the way along. Sam and Whiti started the Rainbow Collective, started this, and you know, with your busy life, Mr. Police Officer, Police Commander, you could very easily have walked off and left us with it, but you've stuck with us all the way along. So kia koe, te rangatira, anei.
Morning everyone. Wow, what an amazing time to celebrate. Really proud that we've got the flag flying from the station for the second year in a row, and it's great to be here with you all to enjoy our crossing, to enjoy celebrating this amazing month. Whiti and I met a few years ago, and Whiti told me her story, and as a result of that I asked, would there be other people in our organisation that would be feeling that way? And she said, yes, absolutely. So I thought, well, what can we do? What can we do to smash the glass ceiling and to lift our people and to ensure that they know they're as important as any other person in our organisation? And so here we are. We got a few people together. Whiti had all the contacts, and then I put on some dinners, and then we just came together and we worked it out. It's been a heap of learning. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm proud to say that from a Pirihimana police perspective, we've done some training. I want to acknowledge one of our diversity liaison officers here this morning, Brittany, and we've done some training with our leaders. We've done some training with our constables who go out into our communities and deal with whānau that are takatāpui, that are in the rainbow community. And so we just have given them some skills, some learning, some understanding. We've actually also done a heap of work with our custody staff, because a lot of people come into our care and it's just increasing our knowledge and understanding. We're on a learning journey, and it's important to be proud of who you are and what you stand for. And I'm really proud to be part of this group, and I want to just sing on top of the hill. I was up there this morning, that's why I'm a bit hot. Don't hold back. So just huge acknowledgement. Census, beautiful census, for contributing alongside our council to these beautiful flags. And let's just lift the hearts of our people in our community. And you know what, if you don't know, if you're not sure about what Rainbow's about, come and ask, because actually we've got an amazing group of people that are only open to developing us and growing us as a community. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Sam. I really support, Rehette, what you said, and as Mayor, there's also representation here from our coast, from the council. Hara mai, Annie. And one of the things we wanted to do, or Penny wanted to do, was to get these flags up at Tokomaru Bay, Tolaga Bay. But we know that there's a lot of issues up that coast at the moment, and so we stood back from that, but we're hoping that next year we will be rainbowing up the coast. But anyway, congratulations for you being on the council, Annie, and I know you've got so much on your plate, but it's just wonderful for us to have you here. But kia koe, e kōrero.
Tēnā tātou e te whānau, tēnā koutou, kua hui mai nei, te ata nei, ki te whakanui tēnei marama, hei whakanui i ngā whānau takatāpui. Just a big mihi to everybody that's taken part in making this possible. I'm tagging on the end in terms of the kaupapa and being in council now, as one of the kanohi from up the coast. This whole issue of gender diversity, and sexual preferences and all of that stuff that's been occupying a lot of people's minds over many, many years, decades in fact, and a lot of mamae as well that's gone on in the past, and we hope to change that in the future, and now actually, it starts now. This month, seeing the flags, seeing our pedestrian crossing all through the town, and yes, it would be great to see them all up the coast as well, but you're right, we've had such a lot to deal with on the coast, but that doesn't mean that the coast doesn't support this kaupapa. Pride Month is so important, but just like Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, me whakanuia ia rā, ia pō, ia wā. And in time, we hope that, we won't need a month. In fact, it will just be something we celebrate every day, and that, as everyone else has said, that our communities throughout the Tairāwhiti are safe for everybody. Aha kua kōwai, aha kua nōhia. My parents had a saying, me aroha ki te tangata, aha kua kōwai. Let's let's be kind. Let's be kind, but let's love everybody in our community, regardless of their background, regardless of anything else. In council, we've got lots of mahi to do, but we're having a lot of time getting to know each other, getting to know about the issues that affect our Tairāwhiti region from one end to the other. Really pushing through all the different kaupapa that I have around our whānau, all contributing to the census. It's very important, our census, which only happens every now and then. I love the motto that you've got up there, tātou tātou, all of us count. That's really cool and absolutely true. So we hope that everyone contributes to the census, really encourage everybody, every household. And just a reminder to our whānau, I don't think you can count pets. I don't think pets can fill them in, but everyone in your household, from babies, all need to be counted, and that's going to make a big difference to our positioning, I guess, in when it comes to funding for things like hauora and education. That's going to make a massive difference to us. So I take my hat off to everybody who's been involved in this kaupapa from the start to now, and let's hope that it grows into the future as well. Ka nui te mihi kia koutou. Jill, you are ko koe te kai o te waka mō e hia ki ngā tau. You've been there at the front for a very long time. And just without people like you who have just advocated staunchly all the way, we wouldn't be here now. And to Whiti and others that have taken that role as well. Ka nui te mihi, yeah. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Ani, that's very kind of you, but actually I had a visit from this Whiti over here. It was her vision. She calls into the house, and when she asks you to do something, you don't say no. So, yeah, e nui te mahi engari te taha o tēnei wahine, he tēnei toa ia. And we've also got Kerry Kurirangi here, who's from Census. I won't get you to speak, Kerry, unless you'd like to, who's also from up the coast, and on behalf of the Census, I think really, really important role, Kerry, in terms of getting some of our data in there. Ka Kurirangi kōrero koe, would you like to? Nei.
Mōrene te whānau. Kia ora, Jill. Well, on behalf of Census, I'm the community advisor for the Tairāwhiti, so I cover from Pōtaka down to Kotimari and into rural Gisborne. And I work alongside Marianne's in collections, and ka mau te wehi, Marianne, that this kaupapa is ātāhua, and to join in with such an awesome kaupapa. But just a little thing on census, it's every 5 years, and we all need to be counted so that we get what we are entitled to in regards to funding to enable us for our health, our education, our roads. The council can operate, our politics can operate, and everything that is needed where the funding comes from our government. So it's really about what we're entitled to. So if we're not counted, we can't get what we're entitled to. So kia ora.
And lastly, we are a small ropu, the Tairāwhiti Rainbow Collective, and we could not do anything if it wasn't what we call our allies. And I want you to come here, Penny, please. When I asked Penny if she'd like to speak, she sent me a message on my email with a woman with a very loud mouth laughing out loud. But I want to say this woman, if it wasn't for her and it wasn't for the energy that she puts into, backed up by council, but the energy that you put into having this happen, the crossing wouldn't be there, the banners wouldn't be up, the clock wouldn't be lit up in rainbow colours, the library, it's worthwhile going and looking down to see what the young people have done at the library, the War Memorial Theatre wouldn't be lit up like a rainbow. This woman is our local hero. So, paki kia ia. Yeah.
Oh, kia ora tātou, mōrena. I'm going to tell you why I got into the Rainbow Tairāwhiti Collective, because I have been absolutely terrified and appalled at sorry to bring you down, but about our youth suicide in this area. It's very high proportion of disenfranchised young people that should be embraced in the rainbow community. So as Arnie pointed out, tātou, all of us count. When I saw that, I thought, oh, we got a match made in heaven here, because every young person that's coming down to downtown and sees these flags, sees themselves and sees that they count. And as you said, every person that fills out the census provides data and information for our community to do better, to get more funding for the things we need. And one of those things is to support our rangatahi. Kia ora.
Well done. I'll remember you next year. And there's some other things that are happening also during this month. There's an exhibition opening tonight down, and Eloise has been also one of those fantastic supports, and we had our first exhibition last year. This year it's focusing on a young fella, Ryan, who came out in hugely difficult times as a gay man, and his work, his painting, is at the exhibition. 5:30 tonight it's opening, and then from tomorrow it's to anyone from this group. Tomorrow it's open to the public. And lastly, I want to talk about this young fella here, Matai, and also Shannon and Rangai, Tehera and Nathan, because if it wasn't for the Gisborne Herald, if it wasn't for Rangai, if it wasn't for the media, our voice couldn't get out there. So, kia koe tama, kia ora rā wātu mō tō tautoko e tēnei kaupapa. Matai has the Māori takata whenua portfolio, but he said, "No, I want to be part of this." So you've been fantastic. Did you want to have a chat?
Okay, kia ora everyone. First off, I'm a little bit hot, so mind the sweating. But I just want to say that this is awesome. I can remember coming out in 2009 at Lytton High School as one of the only gay people in Gisborne, and there was no one talking about being gay, being lesbian, being bi, being trans, non-binary or anything. And you have to put up with stuff like that, you know, and you can, it's a lonely time when you come out as a young person, but if you just continue on being yourself and staying true to yourself, you will end up in a situation like this, where you've got the mayor and councillors and media and all sorts of people from different demographics coming together to mark Pride, which I never thought would happen in Gisborne. And, you know, just my personal thing, I've been sort of ad hoc a part of Tairāwhiti Rainbow Collection since it began. You know, I went off and then came back, and yeah, I just feel like at home. So from a gay person, thanks everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, who's next? Sweet.
This is really ad hoc, but I also want to acknowledge Ella. Haramai Ella, as a rangatahi voice. Now, Ella was the one who was responsible for working with her team at the library. She can talk to you about it. It's worthwhile going and having a look, but an amazing display. So, Ella.
Hi. Yeah, I am personally straight and cis, so I have a lot of advantages, unfortunately, in our world. But I always see all of my friends who are in the community light up when they see themselves represented, whether that's just through a flag or people just talking about it and just spreading the word. And so if we can just put rainbows on every wall, then that's just perfect. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Fantastic. Rangai, Tehera or Nathan, I know you're usually behind the camera. Haramai. And I really acknowledge Shannon too, who established Rangai and has been supportive of this kaupapa ever since. Haramai, Tehera.
What do I have to say? Anything?
Why are you here, matey?
Oh, okay.
Because Shannon told you had to? Or
Yeah,
Tom?
we're getting paid to be here. Nah, it's really important for all members of our community to feel included and a part of it. There's no room for discrimination in the world, really. Hey. Yeah, and we all should care for each other, especially in these most challenging times. Yeah, and we're happy to be here on behalf of Rangai. Kia ora.
Kia ora, well done. Is there anyone else, Brittany, excuse me, anyone else who would like to speak, or should we rush to morning tea? Okay, that sounds like it might be a wrap. You going to finish off, Whiti? Over it. Okay, can you let people know where we're going for morning tea? But just thank you so much for being here, and I think as Matai said, representing so many people that sit on our shoulders and are behind us.
Before we go off, if we can just have a photo with our flag behind us. But we're having a cup of tea at Atawhai 197 Bright Street, which is just up the road there. So nau mai hara mai ki te kapu tea, noho tahi tō tātou taha. But yeah, we'll have the photo and then that'll be us.
Yeah, so for the photo, we've got Liam standing over there waiting. We're thinking we could walk across and snap a picture of a group, sort of thing, going across the rainbow crossing.
Thank you.
Is that us?